we ask that you take a moment to identify the closest exits to your seat, and in case of emergency, listen to the announcer for ways to exit the facility. We remind everyone that no smoking or use of tobacco products is allowed on USD 501 property. And as always, these games are played under the auspices of the Kansas State High School Activities Association, and the rules of sportsmanship are to be practiced and adhered to throughout these contests.
1, 2. 1, 2. You want him to try his? Okay. Good evening and welcome to the Chargerdome for another exciting night of Topeka West Charger basketball. Tonight the Chargers play host to the Seaman Vikings. Both teams coming off 1 and 2 finishes in their respective tournaments they played last week. Both teams looking for wins here in the Centennial League tonight. The Chargers are 2 and 10 overall, 1 and 4 in Centennial League play. They're led by senior Adrian Aguilar, who averages 13.6 per game. Probably more important to that is he has 44 three-pointers, and you can bet he'll add to that tonight. Chargers also have Josh Reynolds, who's averaging 12.7 a game. The 6'7" senior is somebody down in the paint that the Chargers will need. And perhaps the story that will be told tonight might lay with Jordan Newby. Jordan Newby, a junior, had a breakout game last week against Topeka High in the Topeka Invitational Tournament, scoring 23 points. He finds to have shooting touch, and hopefully he'll be a key tonight as well. The Seaman Vikings are led by All-City performer Joe Miller, a 6'5" senior. He's the scoring leader in Topeka at 19.7 per game. He was named, how good he is, he was named the MVP of the recent Valley Center tournament despite not playing in the final game due to an injury. We'll see if that injury is an issue in tonight's ball game. My guess is that he'll be fine and that the Chargers will try to feed him a steady supply of Josh Reynolds, Richard Steele, and Jordan Newby. Seaman finished 1 and 2 last week at Valley Center, and like the Chargers, they're wanting wins. They're 5 and 7 overall and 2 and 3 in Centennial League. We'll get the starters for you here in a little bit. Going to turn it over to our play-by-play announcer, Mr. Devin Locke, and we'll get you started here in a few minutes here with Topeka West and Seaman.
With about 20 seconds left to go before the start of the game, both teams about to announce their starting lineups. Starting with the visitors, Seaman's starting lineup should be for number 10, Josh Hasem, the junior, the senior, Reed Fair, number 11, number 23, Joe Miller, number 30, Reed Morgan, and number 33, Ryan Zefferjohn. For Topeka West, number 3, Corian Carr, number 11, Adrian Aguilar, number 12, Josh Reynolds, number 21, Jordan Newby, and number 22, T.C. Smith.
Seaman, number 11, the 5'11" senior, Reed Fair. For Topeka West, number 11, 5'10" senior, Adrian Aguilar. For the Vikings, number 23, 6'5" senior, Joe Miller. For Topeka West, number 12, 6'7" senior, Josh Reynolds. For the Vikings, number 30, 6'2" senior, Reed Morgan. For Topeka West, number 21, 6'5" junior, Jordan Mooney. And for Seaman, number 33, 6'4" junior, Ryan Zepperjohn. For Topeka West, number 22, 9'11" junior, T.C. Smith. Seaman is led up by Craig Cox, Topeka West by Rick Bloomquist. The game officials tonight by Paul Weisman, Brian Lachey, and Rick Salmon. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise for the presentation of the colors?
Now the Topeka West ROTC will present the United States National Anthem.
Cadets, Sergeants Sarah Bingston, Private First Class August Osborne, and Private First Class Rachel Newton. Our national anthem is sung by Topeka West Senior Lucero Padilla.
Lucero Padilla with the United States National Anthem. And now here's the Topeka West Charger Band with the Topeka West Alma Mater.
Outstanding job there by Lucero Padilla on that national anthem. The Chargers can match him tonight. It's going to be a good evening for the Chargers. A couple things before we get started. Both of these coaches are veteran coaches. Craig Cox, who was a long-time successful coach at Shawnee Heights, and of course, Topeka West's own Rick Bloomquist. We've adopted him, we've stolen him, we're keeping him, Emporia. Topeka West, Rick Bloomquist with his Chargers tonight. He loves this team. They've only won 2 ball games, but he loves this team. They're young and old all at the same time, so it should be a great game. And now, again, with your play-by-play, Mr. Devin Locke.
And we're about to tip off here. Number 12 for the Chargers, Josh Reynolds, squares off against number 23 for the Vikings, Joe Miller. And the Chargers win the tip-off. Now it's Corian Carr with the ball, passes to Smith. Smith over to Jordan Newby. Newby back to Adrian Aguilar, then to Carr down the left side. Passes to Josh Reynolds up the middle. Josh Reynolds able to find Newby near the post, and he scores.
And that's where he made most of his damage last week against Topeka High, shooting those layups, and I'm sure Coach Bloomquist liked to see that.
Now Seaman on the attack. Number 11, Reed Fair, thinks about a shot. Now the pass to the inside, and a shot missed. Rebound collected by Seaman. Now here's Fair. Back to Miller. Miller, number 30, Ryan Zepperjohn. His shot, he misses. Seaman able to collect that rebound. They missed the shot, but a foul is called. Foul called against Aguilar. Zephyrjohn now to the line. Hits his first.
Reed Morgard, a All-City third-team selection last year for the Seaman Vikings.
He hits a second. Topeka West back on the attack now. Corian Carr down past midcourt, passes to Adrian Aguilar. Aguilar way across the court to T.C. Smith and finds Corian Carr up the middle. Carr now back to Smith. Smith now passes to Corian Carr, and Carr passes to Josh Reynolds. Now it's over to Josh Newby, back to Smith. Now pass to Corian Carr. He passes back to Smith. Low pressure from Seaman right now. Reynolds misses. Struggle for the ball. Newby misses. A struggle for the rebounds.
Great looks by the Chargers. The ball just didn't go down.
And now Seaman back on the attack. Number 23, Joe Miller, passes to number 11, Reed Fair. Fair past the mid-court line, pressured by Jordan Newby. Passes up the middle, and Ryan Zephyrjohn scores. Topeka West now back on the attack, now trailing by 2. Corian Carr thinks about a pass, now passes to Aguilar. Aguilar to Jordan Newby. And the call will go against the Chargers. Personal foul called against Newby. And Seaman takes over on possession. That's now the second team foul for the Chargers. Reed Fair now down the middle court. Goes down, the Chargers win the ball almost instantaneously, and T.C. Smith going back the other way. Corian Carr passes to Newby. Newby shoots and scores. The Chargers now lead by 1. There's a 3-point shot there, and the Chargers now lead by 1. 5.5 left in this first quarter. The Chargers now lead by a score of 5-4.
And Newby has all 5 points for the Chargers.
That shot missed. Chargers able to collect the rebound. Seaman almost won possession. It rolls out of bounds.
Talking to Coach Bloomquist before the ball game, he was unusually calm, and he still remains so there on the bench. He's kind of keeping his cool.
Chargers now back in possession. Ethan Sparks checks in for the Vikings. Jordan Newby's pass, wrong way.
I think Seaman tipped it initially.
The officials will say it went off of a Seaman player. Topeka West keeps possession. Newby's pass to Aguilar. Aguilar with a 3-point shot, and he's been doing that all year.
He's got 45 of them now, Devin.
Well, he's having an absolutely monumental season. It just keeps getting better, and the Chargers win possession up by 4. Smith to Newby. Newby back to Aguilar. Well, he's not able to convert there.
Joe Miller up high for that one. His left ankle is wrapped a little bit, but he was up high with that one. Didn't seem to be too struggling.
He's been having an absolutely unbelievable season now for the Chargers. With Seaman now on the attack. The shot there is missed. Chargers collect the rebounds, and they'll keep possession. First personal now for Zephyrjohn. First team foul for Seaman. The Chargers leading 8-4.
That was a great rebound, too, by the freshman point guard, Corian Carr.
And Carr passes to Smith. Smith shoots. He scores! There's his first points of the night, and the Chargers now up to a 7-point lead with just under 4 minutes left. Tyler Lynn now across midcourt. The pass goes to Josh Hazen. Hazen now passes to number 25, Ethan Sparks. Sparks gets the ball back eventually, and it goes to Ryan Zeverjohn. Shot missed. Struggle for it, and eventually collected by Corian Carr. Smith able to keep the ball in bounds. Passes to Carr. Carr to Reynolds. And Reynolds to Newby. Gets his shot. Gets blocked.
You got it.
Now back on possession.
You got to admire Corian Carr. He wants to shoot that ball so badly from out front, but the discipline in him tells him he needs to get that ball in closer, and it's paid off for the Chargers so far with a 7-point lead. The other thing that I've noticed, Devin, is that Corian has to take that low, weak side, and he's awfully little. We'll see if Seaman ever decides to exploit it, as they just did right there.
And they managed to score there. Corian Carr, still an unbelievable athlete, especially considering his height. He's been having a really good season. He passes to C.C. Smith.
The Chargers may have to adjust to that switch because he's just too little for those big men.
Well, that shot goes way up and goes down. So the Seaman Chargers now lead by 7. Seaman only able to cut that lead for a second.
And Jordan Newby has 7 points here in the first quarter.
So there's a 3-pointer now for Seaman, and the Chargers lead now cut to 4. Corian Carr now up the middle. DC Smith now passes back to Carr, but the travel is called against Corian Carr. Substitutions now for Seaman. Reed Fair and number 21, Sam Moylan, is now in for the Vikings.
Richard Steele in for Topeka West.
Richard Steele now in for the Chargers. And the Seaman will start play back up again. Reed Fair now across the half-court line. Pass goes back to Fair. Passes up the middle. Reed Fair passes now out to the right to Ethan Sparks. Back to Fair. Now back to Sparks. And this shot looks like it got blocked there. Seaman able to keep the ball. And a foul called against T.C. Smith.
Mr. Number 22, T.C. Smith, his first personal. Team foul number 3.
Bit of confusion there.
Well, the Chargers, when they brought in Richard Steele, actually got a little bit taller because they moved Jordan Newby down on the bottom. So, and they moved Corian. Well, I guess now Corian Carr has now switched, and he's down on the other side.
It looks like height will play a factor in this game, as rebounds have played a pivotal factor so far in the first quarter. With time winding down, that ball's loose. The referee will call the foul now against the Chargers. That's T.C. Smith committing the foul.
T.C. Smith with his second personal, team foul number 4.
That's now the 4th team foul for the Chargers. With a minute 20, the Chargers lead 13-9. Miller puts the ball back in play, puts it way up, and Ethan Sparks able to collect. Sam Moylan had a shot there if he wanted it. Seaman, yeah, he misses by a mile. Seaman able to keep the ball. They miss again, still able to keep the ball. That shot's blocked. The Chargers collected it, and the referees call a foul, but it will go against Seaman.
You're right, they were lucky. There was a couple of times where it looked like Seaman was almost climbing on the back, but they stuck with it, and you're right, they were lucky, Devin.
You can win the rebound as many times as you want, but if you can't put it in, it doesn't mean anything. Fortunately for the Chargers, they weren't able to put it in that time. And the Chargers back on the attack. Aguilar passes out to Corian Carr. Carr to the left, pass to Jordan Newby on the left side, loses the ball. Seaman takes over with under a minute left in the first quarter.
As Joe Miller stole that ball.
3-point try, and it goes down. They've really cut the lead now. The Chargers will probably try and get the last shot off. Well, never mind. Jordan Newby scores, and that's now a 3-point lead for the Chargers with under 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Reed Fair dribbling down the middle.
18 seconds, Devin.
Over by Aguilar. Now under 15 seconds. Seaman will probably want to get the last shot off now. There's a shot, and they convert, and it's all of a sudden tied. Newby didn't know how much time was left on the clock. Tries to pass it out to Reynolds just as time expires. A defensive first quarter, and we are tied at 15.
Chargers and the Seaman Vikings knotted at 15 after one quarter, and Jordan Newby making a profit out of me at this point. He has 9 of the 15 for the Chargers. Adrian Aguilar with a tray, and T.C. Smith also with a 3. For the Vikings, Joe Miller has 6, and he can put it up for anywhere. If he's hurt, boy, I'd hate to see him healthy. Ethan Sparks has a 3, and Ryan Zefferson has 4. Reed Morgart has 2 free throws, making up the scores for the Vikings. So a good first quarter for both teams, really, in a lot of ways. And we'll see how it takes us into the second.
Chargers look like they're about ready to break the huddle. Well, Chargers now back on the court. This is a game that can change in a hurry. I'm sure the Chargers are wondering right now just how the game is tied after they seem to be in control toward the beginning of the game. Momentum can shift right now with the drop of a hat. Seaman will take over to start the second quarter. Reed Fair looking for passing options. No one pressuring him. Now he passes out to number 25, Ethan Sparks. And that shot goes in. Now all of a sudden Seaman in the lead. Corian Carr moving quickly across the line. Aguilar's pass is intercepted and taken by Seaman. They're back the other way. And a miss there, but the foul called against the Chargers. That's number 3, Corian Carr, getting called for the foul. Reed Fair scores there. And Seaman has now scored 8 unanswered points. Excuse me, they've scored 7 unanswered points, and with 7:30 left, the Chargers in the first half, of course, the Chargers now trying to get some points of their own. Jordan Newby passes to Josh Reynolds. Reynolds passes to Corian Carr. He now passes back to Newby. Very relaxed style play so far for the Chargers, just passing the ball around very nicely. As Newby passes back to Reynolds. Corian Carr had a look there for a second. Closed down in an instant. The Chargers still passing the ball around. Josh Reynolds gets called for a travel. T.C. Smith ready to check back into the game. Reed Morgart now in for the Vikings.
And the Chargers look a little frustrated right now on offense. They did not have a very good set down there the last time they had the ball. Seaman up by 4 right now.
Well, the Chargers now going to need to put some defense together as Seaman trying to break free a little bit, but they're not. Right now, the Chargers trying to put as much pressure as they can. Now here's a 3-point try, but a travel is called on Ethan Sparks. And the Chargers got just what they needed right there. Jordan Newby now passes back to Smith. Smith now. And here's a foul. It's going to get called against. It's going to be a hold against Ethan Sparks. And Jordan Newby put the ball back into play. Finds Aguilar. Aguilar. Oh, almost able to score there. That was a good-looking play, but just takes an unfavorable roll.
And they call that timeout. He's on the floor with the ball. They want to retain possession, so they go with that quick timeout. He can't get up. If he gets up, it's traveling. So a good call for the Chargers. Coach Bloomquist now having a talk with Aguilar about, I'm sure, handling the ball up toward the goalie. He kind of fluttered that ball up there rather than taking it up like he can do. And cost him 2, cost the Chargers 2. They don't want to do that anymore, I'm sure. Right now in this particular quarter, Reed Fair has 2, Sam Moylan 1, and Ryan Zefferson has 2. The Chargers looking at 0 right now, and that's why they're behind.
Well, you're absolutely right about them needing those points there. They've proven all throughout the season that a couple of points can make all of the difference. It's those little things. Just one little roll can be the difference sometimes between a win and a loss. I'm sure they're not thinking too much about that now. They're just trying to recover from it. Chargers passing the ball around nicely coming out of the timeout. Corian Carr able to stave off the pressure and get a pass out to Richard Steele. He's able to pass back to Corian Carr. T.C. Smith now up the middle. Has a little bit of room. Passes back to Richard Steele. Here's Josh Reynolds with a shot, and he scores! That's a 2-point shot there. His feet were across the line, but the Chargers now with their first points of the second quarter. It comes after about 2.5 minutes. Seaman now trying to get back on offense. That shot goes through for Zefferson.
Zefferson has 8.
There. Josh Reynolds, how about that? Ball off his hands and put it in. And the Chargers answer quickly. Seaman now back on the offense. Reed Fair. Pass intercepted, but Newby unable to keep the ball, and
Be Topeka West way.
referee's pointing for Topeka West. Very fortunate there. Newby just about lost a great defensive play for them, but he's able to fall on it, and that's good. And that's good awareness there. It's good awareness and a good recovery. Puts it out for Corian Carr with under 5 minutes. T.C. Smith looking for options. Passes to Steele. Carr. Travel now called against Carr.
A little delayed call there by the referee. It was probably accurate, but he had to think about it. Michael Mariani in for the Chargers.
And Mariani stepping up, maybe try and pressure a little bit. And picks up the run of Joe Miller. Reed Fair now with a bit of space. He's picked up by T.C. Smith. And Ethan Sparks now passes out to the left to Reed Morgart. Morgart passes to Fair. Fair now back to Zefferson. Pass to the inside. And here's a shot by Sparks. He knocks it down. 4 minutes left. The Chargers trail by 5. Lead of, there's a tough play there.
Right, Josh Newby, that ball almost, for Jordan, almost got back into the hands of the Vikings. A great effort on their part.
I don't know what they thought was going to happen. Probably wondering if it was going to roll out of bounds. Wouldn't have mattered. We have the same results. Foul called against the Chargers. Whole host of players in the way. Could have been on anyone there. They'll call it on Reynolds. Miller now up to the line. I'm sure the Chargers would love to see him miss so they can try and get the ball back. Just about a perfect shot on his first try. And the Chargers trail by 6. Second try, almost rolled out. It's been the story of the night for the Chargers. The ball just doesn't seem to want to roll their way. T.C. Smith now passes to Mariani, and Mariani back to Reynolds. Reynolds now out to Smith. Well, very seldom do you see a ball that Josh Reynolds can't go up and get. That was just too high for him. And now Seaman will take over on possession, up by 7.
Chargers right now are struggling down low. Seaman loves throwing that ball inside. Topeka West has not had as much luck there. Right now, this quarter, being outscored, and they are seeing a lot of the damage done by Ryan Zeverchon has 4 points this quarter. Ethan Sparks has 3. Joe Miller has got 2, but he's playing big for the Seaman Vikings underneath. And Reed Fair has 2. For Topeka West, Josh Reynolds has all 4 points. Things got to change for the Chargers in these last 3:30 if they're going to have a good evening here. They really need to step it up.
And Seaman now back on offense. Here's a pass to the line. And traveling called against Seaman. There's something that the Chargers needed. Desperately needed some sort of mistake from Seaman, and they got it. Now let's see if they can put some points on the board. Corian Carr passes out to Aguilar. Aguilar passes to Reynolds. Reynolds to Smith. Oh! The ball gets swatted out of bounds, but it's out on Seaman.
Well, he was open low for a moment, but just a moment.
It's good defensive play there for the Vikings. The Chargers able to retain possession. And he finds Aguilar, and he has been almost automatic on the season. He's been pretty much instant offense, and they needed him to do that right about that point.
Well, they needed that. Aguilar's closing that lead from 7 to 4.
And now the ball slips out of bounds on the Vikings. And just a reminder, this Vikings up 7 a second ago. The Chargers were up 7 when they allowed Seaman to equalize. Maybe a like-for-like situation here. Smith almost went up and got that rebound. Not the tallest player on the court, but he's able to jump just so high with his height in mind. Almost a really good offensive play. The ball swatted around. Smith able to take the rebound there.
Great job by the Vikings.
T.C. Smith has been very good collecting rebounds this season. A couple of times, his phase player is almost a half foot taller than him. He's still been able to go up and get it. And that ball able to just falls out to Jordan Newby. And Corian Carr set up, misses. Frustration from the crowd as the call goes against the Chargers.
Well, it could have gone either way, and we've seen that happen down at the Charger end, or at the Seaman Viking end a couple of times, and no call. It's frustrating for the Chargers, and the Vikings are going to get a chance to shoot free throws here, and coach has a right to be frustrated. That's either a no call or leave it at that, I guess.
And now Sam Boylan to the line. Misses his first shot. Rebound collected by Smith. This pass for Corian Carr missed. A miss there. Who will it go against? It will. The crowd expecting a charging call. They don't get it.
I think they had called charging. They had called charging, and we didn't have the ball. I don't know now how number 33 is shooting the ball.
Man, it almost looked like Smith was diving out of the way to avoid contact there. Well, the crowd becoming a factor there. Really good job making a little bit of noise. And there goes the first free throw for Ryan Zeverchon. Had to keep his composure considering he's able to get the free throw down that time. I'll tell you, the crowd loves to be a factor in these games, and they have been. Mariani now with the ball, passes out to Aguilar. Nearing 1:30 left in the first half. Korean Carr passes to Mariani. Mariani has Aguilar wide open for a second there, able to get it to him. And Aguilar.
Whereas Coach Bloomquist is complaining is that for Seaman, Sam Moylan is literally holding on to Josh Reynolds' jersey as he tries to break across the lane, and he did it again, and he finally got caught. I think he got caught. We'll have to see.
The crowd a little upset with the officiating. This is one of those basketball's game where a lot of things could go either way. Aguilar, I'm not sure if that was a pass or a shot, but he's able to find Reynolds.
And a great block there by the Vikings.
Player goes down for Seaman there for a second. But they're able to hit a three-point shot there, and a timeout called. Well, it looks like maybe a conference between the officials. Excuse me, it was a substitution taking place now. Morgart and in for the Vikings, and Isaac Jameson now in for the Chargers. Under a minute, they're going to want to get some points here. They're going to need to get some points here. Seaman and Val outscored them by a margin of more than 2-1 in the second quarter. Play there by Jameson. Gets it out to Newby. Korean Carr could have shot there, decides not to. And that is absolutely ridiculous. There should have been a foul called against the Vikings there.
Well, they've got 3 referees, and I'm not picking on these particular referees in particular, but when you've got 3 referees out there, you should be able to see a whole lot more court than what they've seen, and they have a tendency to back off when they do that. And it's I like the old 2 referee system a whole lot better than what we have now.
Well, they haven't been doing too bad tonight. The referees, I will admit, do make a pretty effective scapegoat, and especially in games like this, where there are a lot of calls where there are a lot of rules that can be interpreted very, very ambiguously. Hasem's first shot goes down, and Seaman leads by 9.
Well, it's a thankless job being a referee, no doubt about it. It's a very, very difficult job in today's game.
And Hasem able to convert both shots. And now a substitution for Seaman. Williams checks in.
You got 11 seconds here.
Well, I'm almost entirely certain that we're going to see one of the 3-point plays that they've probably been working on. It's a situation that you definitely want to work on. 5 seconds left. Smith out to Newby. Passes to Aguilar. Off the money. And the Chargers trailing by 10.
Well, look at this match. The score so far. Topeka West only got 7 points in that second quarter, whereas Seaman collected 12. Take that back, let's say 17 points in that quarter. My math isn't very good. So the Chargers now will be sitting at halftime. They're going to need to talk that over to figure out how to keep this lead or try to get back in this ball game, trailing by 10. Now let's enjoy the Topeka West Sider Dance team, who had a great sweepstakes tournament in Kansas City this past weekend. Great job by the West Siders. We'll see what happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, the Topeka West Siders. West Siders are led by Captain Sarah Cohen, directed by Roberta Freeman and assistant Chelsea Sweat. And now, with Tony Stern and Tony Clyde, the West Siders.
Again, the Westsiders. The Westsiders, directed by Miss Roberta Freeman, competed in Kansas City over the weekend, won a sweepstake award for them. And Nikki Larson is the assistant as well, thanks to Mr. Tracy Snacker, the public address announcer here at Topeka West. Been here as long as this building has been here. Certainly does a great job. In fact, one could argue that Tracy Snacker is used in more state competitions for his announcing prowess than about any other announcer here in the area. A couple of things about the ball game before turning it back over to Devin. For the Chargers, Adrian Aguilar had 6 points in the first half. Josh Reynolds 4. Both of them were all 4 points coming in the second quarter. Jordan Newby picked up 9. Unfortunately, all 9 came in the first quarter, none in the second. Seaman shut him down, and T.C. Smith had 3. For the Vikings, Josiah Hazim had 2. Reed Fair had 2. Joe Miller had 11. Pretty balanced Joe Miller. He's just a threat even without the ball. Ethan Sparks had 7, and probably the one that bothered the Chargers the most was Reed Jefferson, who got 4 in the first quarter, or 5 in the first quarter and 4 in the second. And so he's cost them. Another thing that's costing the Chargers is Seaman is 9 of 11 unofficially from the free throw line, Devin, and Topeka West has yet to shoot a free throw. And that's going to be something that is going to be tough. If Topeka West and Seaman keep going down that road, they're getting a lot of free shots. As we get ready for this second half, Devin Locke, I got to mention you here as well. You recently were involved in the Brown versus Board of Education building, giving a speech at the building on the Martin Luther King holiday. Can you tell a little bit about what you did?
Well, I had actually entered in an essay contest, and I was actually given not very much time to prepare for it. Fortunately, I was able to submit a very decent essay considering the extensiveness of the topic that I was talking about. I was actually able to take second place in the contest. I can't remember offhand who took first place, but congratulations to them. And they actually let me give my essay in the form of a speech, and I was very proud to do that in such a historical site, especially considering the event that it was taking place on. But just an absolute honor to be able to do that, and I think it's just very important that we still bring up these topics today.
Well, I know Topeka West is proud of you, Devin, for doing that. Great job there and making us look good as well doing that. And so something else that makes Topeka West look awfully good is the Topeka West Charger Band. They've been doing their thing, and they're entertaining the crowd right now as well. So a lot of good things happening here in the Charger campus and right now in the Chargerdome. We've got a good ball game here. Topeka West down 10. We're about 3.5 minutes away from bringing the game back to you. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in about 3.5 minutes with second half action from Devin Locke. We're back here at the Chargerdome for the second half, coming up here in about a minute away. We're here with Devin Locke. He's doing the play-by-play for you tonight for Topeka West. Devin's a junior and is doing a great job. This is in his first game, and you'll be able to tell that pretty quickly. But as we begin this second half, lots of exciting things going on in and around here. Topeka West has a musical coming up in the not-too-distant future. Lucky Stiff, I think, is the name of it, and it'll be a fun event for people coming to Topeka West for that. And so there's lots of activity coming on in the Topeka West campus here in the coming weeks. We're just about ready to start this second half. I'm going to turn it back over here to Devin Locke, and he'll have the play-by-play of this third quarter between Topeka West and Seaman.
And with about 20 seconds now left before the start of the second half, the Chargers trail by 10. They led by 7 at 1 point, but an absolute breakout second quarter after a bit of a comeback in the first quarter. I'm sure that's Coach Bloomquist for the Chargers probably telling them that they need to work on a couple of things right now as far as playing goes. It's definitely hurt them now that Seaman have scored 9 points off of free throws. The Chargers have not scored a single time off of free throws. Now, the start of the second half, Seaman takes over on possession. Reed Fair now looking for a pass. Finds Zepperjohn. He's able to get Kazim. Passes back to Fair. Fair's pass goes all the way back to Zepperjohn. Ball taken by Adrian Aguilar in an instant. Shot missed there. Now Seaman going back the other way. Chargers almost getting a point. Joe Miller now scores for Seaman. And they now lead by 13. Miller scores again, and the Chargers absolutely frustrated. A timeout called with less than a minute in the start of the final half of the game. The Chargers trail by 15 just like that. They've been having all kinds of trouble today. They're really going to need to start playing a bit, just with a bit more intensity, make a couple less mistakes, and need to keep their composure here. $15 is not an impossible deficit, and there's still plenty of time left in the game. But the Chargers are going to need some stops and some scores, and they're going to need them now. Well, now better than later. Jordan Newby now to put the ball back into play and passes to Corian Carr. Carr dribbling out across the half-court line. Pass it to Aguilar. Aguilar, long pass over to Smith. Big confusion from Seaman. Chargers unable to capitalize there. Pass from Reynolds goes out to Corian Carr. Carr passes out to Newby. Ball turned over. It's number 11, Reed Fair. And a foul is called. Looks like it will go against. It will go against Newby. Zepperjohn misses his first shot. Newby is now 2 personal fouls on the game. Miller with a second shot. Able to hit that one. And he's scored all 6 of Seaman's points to start the quarter. Excuse me, all 7. 26. Chargers passing the ball nicely here, down by 16. T.C. Smith passes out to Isaac Jamison. Jamison back to Smith. Smith tries for three, misses. Rebound collected by Vikings. Josiah Hazim. And that shot goes in. Zephyr scores. And he will go to the line. He misses the shot. Well, the Chargers now outscored 8-0 to start this quarter. Still struggling as they're down by 18. T.C. Smith thought about a shot there. Gets held, and the Chargers will get the ball. It's number 33. It's number 33, Ryan Zephyrjohn, committing the foul. It's the second team foul. Ball goes out to C.C. Smith. Passes to Aguilar. Looks like most teams understand that you need to cover Adrian Aguilar. There's a shot. T.C. Smith scores. First points of the quarter now for the Chargers. But now most teams have learned now that you need to cover Adrian Aguilar. He is absolutely unbelievable from three-point tries. And Smith scores now on the free throw. He's got 3 points now in the quarter. The Chargers pull back just a little bit. Almost a turnover there. Seaman able to keep the ball. And Zephyrjohn shoots, misses, rebound loose. And a foul is called against the Chargers. Reed Morgart goes to the line. And it's number 12, Reynolds, now with the foul. Hits his first. Reed Morgart. This is unofficial, but I believe he has scored 3 points now on the game, all of them off of free throws. Crowd trying to play a bit of a factor here, see if he can keep his composure. He can, and the lead and the deficit just getting worse now for the Chargers as they trail by 17. Adrian Aguilar passes out to Smith. Smith to Steele. And here's a shot from Aguilar. Misses, but that one just about went in. But Seaman takes over on the rebound. Will Hazim's pass there looks like it was going to one of the Topeka West cheerleaders. Could not tell who that was to, and the Chargers will take over. That was a good catch, by the way, from whoever was in the stands who caught that ball. Aguilar now passes to Josh Reynolds. Passes back to Aguilar. Went full circle there as he passes to Jamison. Reynolds looks down at all the players on the court. Now tries to find a pass. Finds Smith, who passes to Jamison. And Aguilar, three-point try. There he is. Adrian Aguilar adds 3 points. He now has 9 points on the game. Seaman now back in possession of the ball. There's a shot. Morgart just able to get the ball in. He has 6 points on the game now. Isaac Jamison passes out to Aguilar. He scores again. Well, I think they figured out how they're going to get their points if they're going to try and rally a comeback. Adrian Aguilar unofficially has 12 points on the night. He has been unbelievable so far. And again, just two great shows of brilliance there. And the Chargers are going to need him to do that a lot, do that a couple more times if they're going to want to rally a comeback here, trailing 44-31. Aguilar now has 12 points on the game, only 2 personal fouls. And the Chargers break the timeout. Seaman will be back in possession there. Clock starts back up. Now 3:45 left in the third quarter. Pressure from Aguilar, takes the ball back, loses it. Back the other way. Pass now swatted out of bounds by a Topeka West player. And they are able to keep that turnover from turning over into something much worse. Miller finds Sparks with a high pass. He's able to find Miller. And a 3-point try from 11, Reed Fair. That's an air ball. T.C. Smith shoots, misses, ball's loose. Sparks able to keep it in. Isaac Jameson's shot. He hits it. But there are his first points of the night, and they could not come at a better time as the Chargers cut the lead just a little bit more. Reed Fair now back in possession. Ball goes out to Sparks. Sparks passes over to Miller. And Miller's able to score. Joe Miller already with 8 points, about to try and get one more here. With the Vikings up by 12. Korean Card checks into the game. And they need a miss here. They're not going to get it. Joe Miller converts. The Chargers back down by 13. Playing catch up here a bit with T.C. Smith now on the ball. Passes to Sparks. Over to Isaac Jameson. Passes to Korean Carr. And Sparks able to put it in. Excuse me, that's Steele. Richard Steele for the Chargers. Puts up 2 points. I believe those are his first points of the night. The Chargers now down only by 11. For a second, they thought the call was going to go against the Vikings. Goes in favor of the Vikings. But now a little bit of booing from the crowd. The ball goes out of bounds. Great pressure there from Isaac Jameson. The Chargers trailing by 11. Back on the ball. Great defense from Isaac Jameson. Able to disrupt the play there. And the ball rolls out of bounds. Passes to Newby. Ball now back to Jameson. T.C. Smith has it. Back to Jameson. Back to Newby, over to Smith. Korean Carr dribbling to the outside. Passes to Smith. Now here's Isaac Jameson. Ball's going way up. T.C. Smith able to keep it. No pressure there from Seaman. And here's the pass back to Jameson. Over to Korean Carr. Finds Richard Steele. And there's a 3-point shot from Isaac Jameson. Yeah, now 6 points on the quarter. And the Chargers coming back. Seaman back in possession. Ball goes out to Josiah Hazim. Isaac Jameson's been all over play. And now Korean Carr steals it. He scores. With 1:17 left, the Chargers getting a bit closer. momentum right now definitely swinging the way of the Chargers. They were down 18 at one point. They have come screaming back. Corian Carr, Isaac Jamison, Adrian Aguilar, all just coming out of nowhere in this quarter. Carr has 2 points on the quarter. Jamison has 6. Aguilar has 6. T.C. Smith and Richard Steele. T.C. Smith has 3. Richard Steele has 2. So with 1:14 left in the third quarter, the Chargers just trying to stay in it and keep it close. Reed Fair. Pressured by Corian Carr. Seaman losing. Well, they're keeping possession of the ball. Fair, looking for somewhere to go. And Zephyr-John's able to score. Sparks scores. Richard Steele scores. And the Chargers. The Vikings tried to put them down. The Chargers are not going anywhere for the time being. The time winding down. Reed Fair. I think both teams are I think that the Chargers are happier with the score right now than the Vikings are. No one trying to pressure Reed Fair. Now Joe Miller on the ball with under 20 seconds left. Under 15 seconds left. Time winding down. 3-point try. It's an air ball. And the Chargers down by 10 to start the quarter. Down by 18 at one point in the quarter. Well, where did that come from? They're only down now by a score of 6. Going into the fourth quarter, Corian Carr has 3 points on the game for the Chargers. Isaac Jamison has 6. Adrian Aguilar, Corian Carr has 2, my bad. Adrian Aguilar has 12. Josh Reynolds has 4. Jordan Newby has 6. And Richard Steele has 22. Jamison looking for a passing option. The Chargers taking the ball to start the fourth quarter. Jordan Newby finds Reynolds. Reynolds gets called. Someone in the crowd called travel. Certainly wasn't the official. A foul. And Morgert checks in now for the Vikings. Josh Reynolds has the ball. And he scores! Ball rolls the other way for the Chargers, and they are now only down by 4. It'd be a monumental comeback if they could tie this game. And there's a great play there from Corian Carr. Well, the ball goes out of bounds on T.C. Smith, and the Vikings take over. Excitement from the crowd. Has this been the story for the past few minutes of play? The Chargers just taking the ball, going down the court and scoring. They have a disruption there, the pattern of things, as Seaman now back on the ball. Reed Fair holding up the ball. Pressured by Carr. Foul gets called there. is called against Jamison. Morgert now up to the line. Hits his first. He now has 7 on the game. Scores again. The Chargers back down by 6. Jamison passes over to Smith. I'm sure they'd love to get a 3-point play here. Ball going back and forth. Smith passes over to Carr. Carr over to Jamison. And a hold called against the Vikings. That's called on Reed Fair. And look out, there's Adrian Aguilar, speaking of 3-point plays. Only 12 points on the night. Each one came from 3-point plays. He passes over to Smith. Smith to Carr. Carr back to Smith. They're playing very composed right now. Carr dribbles out, passes to Smith. Smith to Reynolds. Reynolds over to Carr. Here's Adrian Aguilar. Every time, here's Smith. He scores. He now has 8 points on the game. Now Reed Fair across the half-court line. The Chargers only down by 4 points. And the shot missed there. The Chargers collect the rebound. Z.Z. Smith gets hit in the face with the ball, it appears. Able to keep it, then loses it. And a hold gets called against Smith. Crowd now not happy with that call. That's the 4th personal commit by Z.Z. Smith. Morgert now goes to the line. Hits his first. He's 3 for 3 from the line in this quarter. Now 4 for 4. Chargers going back the other way now. Jamison passes over to Smith. Hold gets called against Ethan Sparks. This is his 2nd personal on the night. Still plenty of time to play. The Chargers that are still in this one. Aguilar passes out to Smith. Smith back over to Jamison. Excuse me, that was Corey and Carr. And Carr passes to Jordan Newby. Newby out to Carr. That pass high, but not too high for Josh Reynolds, but he is injured on the court. The referee whistles play dead. And he does not look good. Trainer immediately on the court to look at Reynolds. Round of applause from the crowd as he is able to walk off the court on his own power. They're not going to let him go back out just yet. They will put Richard Steele in his place. Seaman takes over on possession. Seaman moving the ball around nicely. Number 11, Reed Fair, passes to Sparks. And back to Sparks, three-point try. Misses it. Rebound collected there by Richard Steele. Adrian Aguilar passes to Newby, and Newby scores. They are still not going anywhere with under 4.5 left in the game. Down by 4 points. The Chargers need to stop us and a score real quick here. Not going to get the stop. And Morgart scores again. Reed Morgart, his first points not off free throws so far. And there's a missed shot by Steele. And the rebound collected by Seaman with the Chargers down by 6. Timeout called by Seaman.
Timeout Seaman.
It's been an intense game. The Chargers looked like they were out of it for a second. They were able to come rushing back. They're still playing catch up a little bit here. But right now it is anybody's game. The clock definitely not on their side. They could use they just need a couple of quick scores right now. Certainly closer than I thought it would have been. It's about the middle of the third quarter. So 3:54 left. The Chargers about to break the huddle. Both teams back on the court. Morgart scores. And it's now an 8-point game. Aguilar shoots, misses. Seaman back in possession. It's number 3, Zephyr John. Thinks about the shot there for a second, doesn't take it. Joe Miller now on possession. Passes to Zephyr John. Foul now. Foul called against the Chargers. It's called against Carr. Ryan Zephyr John now up to the line. He's got unofficially 14 points on the game. He scores again. Chargers reset quickly. Under 3:15 left in the game. And it's getting a bit worse now for the Chargers. That call goes against Ruby. Jameson now in for the Chargers. With 3:10 left, the Chargers trail by 10. There's a turnover there. Corian Carr.
I'm frankly surprised that Seaman pushed the issue on that particular situation because they've got a 10-point lead. There's 3 minutes to go, and it looked like the last time they had the ball down here at this end, Devin. They were just running, being deliberate. They were going to take the basket they got, but they were going to run clock too. And right now the clock's their friend, so we'll see if. And right now Topeka West has to push the issue. They've got to get something to happen here.
And the Chargers proved around the around midway through last quarter that 3 minutes can mean just about everything. They're able to come screaming back and trying to make a comeback. And now Reynolds to the line. He's going to have to hit this one. He does. Just about perfect there, and it's now a 9-point game as Carr checks back in the game. Reynolds was shaken up earlier in this quarter. He's able to come back out onto the court, and he doesn't look too bad right there.
Well, anything they can do at this point, Devin, to get points without that clock moving is good for the Chargers.
And Reynolds misses there. So still a 9-point game as Seaman takes over. No one waiting for the rebound for the Chargers. But Newby able to steal the ball. He's dribbling down the court. Big collision there. Looks like 2 or 3 players for Seaman went down on that one. And Jordan Newby now to the line.
Well, he looked a little out of control as he came down the floor, and then the last second he did kind of pull up a little bit and regain some of that control, which is probably why they called the foul on Seaman rather than a charging foul.
Newby hits his first.
Timeout, Topeka West.
Well, looks like they're going to try and discuss what they do in the event that Jordan Newby misses. It's a bit early in the game. It's a bit early in the game to start missing on purpose. Try and get the rebounds. Hopefully, they're able to get something out of this. Down by 8. Well, I have to say this about the Chargers. There's been dramatic improvement in the last few years. They've been struggling putting wins together, but but a lot of these games, 10 losses, that doesn't look too good on paper, but they've all been, or at least most of them have been somewhat close games. And of course, there's that win against Topeka High that I'm sure that everyone in this court will be bragging about for the next couple of months. And of course, this game is not in the books yet, and there's still 2.5 minutes left. Chargers going to try and rally here. The next step in that is trying to narrow the game to 7. Jordan Newby to the line. He has 5 points on the game unofficially. Make it 6. The Chargers narrow the game now to 7.
Topeka West sort of incorporated that same type of defense there that Emporia used, where they don't put anybody on the free throw line and then they dart in at the last moment there to kind of create a unique situation for somebody.
And that's another thing that I have to say about Topeka West. Excellent coaching so far from Rick Bloomquist. Foul there called against Corian Carr. When he came into this program, it was not looking so good. Right now, he's really been able to rebuild it. And Zephyr-John misses. Went in and out. And that miss is a sight for sore eyes for Chargers fans. He's able to hit his second. And the Chargers down by 8.
Well, they need Adrian Aguilar to connect on a 3 right now in the worst way. Trading baskets is going to do them no good. Not sure how. Oh, man. That's a questionable. You got a guy on the far end calling a timeout when you've got a guy that's sliding across the floor. I don't know. It's a tough call. I think if you looked at all 3 of the referees, they'd all 3 say something different happened. And a tough decision for the Chargers.
Well, certainly not a... They've been a lot better, I'd say, in this half than they've been in the last few. At least in the first half. Well, a minute 56 left. Chargers down by 8 and Seaman in possession. Not the best looking circumstances, but don't count them out just yet. Ball goes back into play to Reed Fair. I'm sure the Chargers just try and win the ball back here. Forced a foul there. It'll be number 21, Jordan Newby.
Newby has 4 personal.
4 personal fouls. Reed Morgart to the line.
2 shots.
Unofficially, he is 3 of 4 on the quarter.
Things are getting tougher and tougher here for the Chargers. They're down by 9 with 1:45 to go, and Morgard at the line, and maybe make it 10. They're going to need some threes from Adrian Aguilar. They need to get the ball down the floor first and get that happen. Morgard missed.
Well, there's a miss that they needed there. Speaking of Adrian Aguilar, uncharacteristically misses entirely. Most likely just the pressure.
Well, the Chargers have to foul. They can't let Seaman continue to dribble the ball and eat up more clock, and they just have to hope that Seaman goes cold at the line. That hasn't been the case tonight. It's not been their thing.
And Aguilar has been looking really good all season. Unfortunately, the Chargers haven't been able to put up very many wins. Seems like he has definitely been a positive for this team. Ethan Sparks is able to convert his first free throw. Converts his second.
You know, you do have to give it to Seaman for coming in here tonight. Topeka West had coming off a 20-point-plus win over Topeka High School. Seaman coming off a situation where their leading scorer was injured and didn't even play in the last game, and they've just come in and done a really nice job against the Chargers. They've led most of the way, and I think they're going to earn this win now with just about 1:19 to go. So Seaman certainly has earned this win. They've not come in the back door on this at all. They've taken it right to the Chargers tonight.
Well, frustration from the Seaman crowd. I don't know what they're upset about with an 11-point lead. I hardly think that an official call is going to make very much difference now.
A nice shot there by Corian Carr for 3.
As I say that.
Corian Carr is the cousin, I believe, of Choppy Carr from Highland Park, amazing basketball player that the Scots had, and we're just very fortunate that Corian, he's a good student, he works hard in the classroom, and he is playing varsity at a very young age, 14 years old, 9th grader, starting, playing a lot of minutes for the Chargers, and really handles the pressure pretty well for a young man. He, in the JV game, he did play in the JV game, and right at halftime, to show you the kind of pressure, he count down the clock, counting down to the end of the half, and Corian hits a shot from half court for 3 to help the Chargers in their victory over Seaman. Should say it looks like we're going to lose this one, Devin, but we did win the 9th grade game and we did win the JV game, and so things are looking up for the Chargers. A lot of youth out there on the floor.
Again, that's a lot of that should probably be attributed to Coach Rick Bloomquist. Came in with not a lot to work with, started from the ground up. This program is definitely improving. So about 1:07, it looks like Seaman's going to want to take some time off the clock. No one happy about that call from the Chargers side. It's called against Carr.
One would question the technical foul at this point in the ball game. The game is with a minute to go, and kind of it's a questionable thing. I guess it depends on your perspective, I guess.
I feel like the crowd should have a right to boo. Not necessarily in this particular instance.
Well, they called that on Coach Bloomquist. Coach Bloomquist picked up the technical, and
obviously not very good sportsmanship being displayed, really, from either side so far.
Well, it's a high school basketball game, and I would say this, from watching television, these kids are far more sportsmanlike than what I see at KU and K-State games. So the kids have done a good job with that. I think the one thing I hate anytime you have a basketball game is for the officials to inject themselves in the game. That it needs to be played between the two teams, and that seemed to be a case of it there.
Well, I'll say this, it's not out of the ordinary for young people to make bad decisions. But I have to admit this, the atmosphere has been significantly better than it would be at a college or professional game.
Michael Mariani in the game, that's always pleasant to see for the Chargers.
Mariani has worked very hard for this team. He's also an excellent student. Reed Fair converts his second free throw. Well, the Chargers still not giving up, down by 13. Now foul called against Josiah Hazim. Isaac Jameson, good play there. He'll go to the line. Converts his first.
Isaac Jameson, another one of those promising freshmen that Coach Bloomquist is looking to build around here in the coming years. Talked to Coach Bloomquist the other day at the Topeka Invitational Tournament, and he plans on being here at Topeka West a long time. This is not a short stint for him. He wants to build this Charger program. He's working with grade schoolers and middle schoolers, and as well as his high school team. He's laying the building blocks to bring the Chargers some success, and I think we're going to see that happen here in the coming years.
And Ethan Sparks converts his first. And you're absolutely right. I'm very excited to see about what happens with this program in the coming years. We've shown signs of health from the Chargers. Obviously down by 13 right now, but we've even seen a bit of that today. The Chargers probably will be on the losing end of this game.
Chargers kind of freelancing it right now because they're just trying to get an open shot. And Seaman dogging them, giving them credit. You know, they could sit back and just kind of wait for this thing to be over, and they're still pressing the issue.
Well, they'll probably try and
teamwork there. We'll see what happens here in the final 19. And Seaman's going to do what good teams do, and that's just back off and play catch here, not add to the score, which is a classy move on the part of the Vikings.
Of course, Reynolds not quite content to lose just yet. 3 seconds left. It'll take a bit more.
Well, and Coach Cox gives his starters a very well-deserved exit here because they've earned this game. Two coaches that know each other very well. I'm sure there's a lot of respect between the two,
and both deservedly so.
Yeah.
Well, that'll end the game. The final score, Seaman 70, Topeka West 57. Look for a second like the Chargers might rally there. Just not able to finish, follow through. They fall 13 points. But we've seen signs of